So we are telling you right now that Iran will not have nuclear weapons. They're going okay.
What was your what did
I
Mr.
can't
Witkoff
tell you
about?
because it doesn't. Nothing matters until you get it done. So I don't like talking about it, but it's going okay. The Iran situation is going pretty good.
Iran and the United States have completed a first round of high-level talks in Muscat, the capital of Oman, marking the most significant engagement between the two nations since 2018. The discussions focused on Iran's nuclear program were described by both sides as constructive, with a second round scheduled for next week. This is the first direct diplomatic engagement since former President Donald Trump withdrew the US from the 2015 Iran nuclear deal during his first term in office. The talks, which lasted 2.5 hours, took place with delegations from each side stationed in separate rooms. Messages were relayed by Oman's Foreign Minister Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi. However, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and US Envoy Steve Witkoff briefly met in person in Busaidi's presence. No photographs were taken, underlining the sensitive nature of the meeting. Speaking to Iranian state television afterwards, Araghchi said the meeting was held in a peaceful and respectful environment with no inappropriate language used. His comments suggest that previously issued threats by President Trump, including warnings of potential military strikes, were not repeated during the session.
عنوان جلسه اول جلسه سازنده بود در یک محیط آرام و بسیار محترمانه انجام شد. هیچ زبان غیر مناسب به کار گرفته نشد و طرفین تعهد خودشون رو برای پیشبرد این گفتگوها تا رسیدن به یک توافقی که مطلوب دو طرف باشه و از موضع برابر صورت بگیره نشون دادن. طرف آمریکایی هم گفتند که اونها هم مطلوبشون یک توافقی هست که در کوتاه‌ترین زمان به دست بیاد، ولی خب این کار آسانی هم قطعا نخواهد بود و احتیاج به اراده لازم از هر دو طرف داره. طرف مقابل ما تلاش زیادی کرده امروز که اراده خودش رو برای رسیدن به یک توافق مناسب و عادلانه نشون بده.
The White House released a statement following the talks, calling the session very positive and constructive. It noted that Steve Witkoff had stressed the US administration's intention to resolve differences with Iran through dialogue and diplomacy if possible. Araghchi, in his comments before the meeting, said Iran was seeking a fair agreement and warned against fruitless negotiations. He confirmed that the next round of discussions would also be mediated by Oman, though it may not be hosted there.
بحث به نظرم چیز معمولی بود. ما در هنگام خروج خب دو تا هیئت با هم برخورد داشتند و ما یک چند دقیقه رو گفتگو کردیم. این امر پذیرفته شده هست. ما در برخورد با دیپلمات‌های آمریکایی همیشه نزاکت دیپلماتیک رو رعایت کردیم. این بار هم در همون حد، در حد به هر حال یک صحبت اولیه سلام علیکم اینها به اصطلاح انجام شد و بعد محل رو ترک کردیم. چیز فوق‌العاده‌ای نبود.
The central question remains what kind of deal each side is willing to accept. President Trump through a letter reportedly sent via the United Arab Emirates last month, indicated he is seeking a deal that would prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons and avert possible military strikes by the US or Israel. Iran, for its part, is aiming for a deal that would limit, but not dismantle, its nuclear program in exchange for lifting of sanctions. Iranian officials have stated clearly that the current negotiations will focus solely on the nuclear program and not include the country's ballistic missile capabilities or other defense measures. The 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or JCPOA, placed significant restrictions on Iran's nuclear activities, including a cap on uranium enrichment at 3.67% for 15 years. In return, global sanctions on Iran were eased. However, the US withdrawal from the deal in 2018 and the subsequent re-imposition of sanctions have led Iran to steadily breach its commitments. Tehran has since enriched uranium up to 60% purity and, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency, now possesses enough enriched material to potentially manufacture multiple nuclear weapons. While Iran continues to insist that its nuclear activities are strictly peaceful, the 2015 agreement is due to expire later this year.
I am announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. In a few moments, I will sign a presidential memorandum to begin reinstating U.S. nuclear sanctions on the Iranian regime. We will be instituting the highest level of economic sanction. Any nation that helps Iran in its quest for nuclear weapons could also be strongly sanctioned by the United States. America will not be held hostage to nuclear blackmail. We will not allow American cities to be threatened with destruction, and we will not allow a regime that chants death to America to gain access to the most deadly weapons on earth. Today's action sends a critical message. The United States no longer makes empty threats. When I make promises, I keep them.
Trump reiterated that it would be a very bad day for Iran if a deal was not reached. Iran has responded by reaffirming its refusal to negotiate under pressure. In addition to the nuclear issue, a source in Oman told Reuters that future discussions may also aim to de-escalate regional tensions and secure prisoner exchanges. Trump publicly confirmed the existence of the talks during a recent White House meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu later stated that both leaders had agreed Iran will not have nuclear weapons. Iranian authorities, meanwhile, continue to emphasize that their nuclear ambitions are civilian in nature and that the enrichment program will remain within peaceful bounds. The second round of talks is set for next Saturday. The venue has not been confirmed, though Oman is expected to remain the mediator.
Israel and America stand shoulder to shoulder in countering the threat of Iran. We agreed that the Ayatollahs must not have nuclear weapons. And we also agreed that Iran's aggression in the region has to be rolled back. Over the last 16 months, Israel has dealt a mighty blow to Iran's terror axis. Under the strong leadership of President Trump and with your unflinching support, I have no doubt that we can and will finish the job.
You said the other day that if they do not agree to a potential nuclear deal, that it would be very dangerous for them. What specifically?
Well, they
did you
can't
mean?
have a nuclear weapon.
Did you mean military action, though, if they don't agree?
Oh, if necessary? Absolutely. Yeah.
And do you have a
deadline for these
Yeah,
talks?
I do.
And
You're talking about with Iran?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Do you want something definitive this weekend, or do you see this as the start of a process?
It's a start.
Do you have a timeline?
We have a little time, but we don't have much time
Who's the starting?
because we're not going to let them have a nuclear weapon.
Is it
Can't let them have a
awkward to be
nuclear weapon.
there, Mr. President?
And we're going to let them thrive. I want them to thrive. I want Iran to be great.
The only thing they can't have is a nuclear weapon. They understand that.
One of the biggest dangers to our country are negative influences, dirty influences. These are people who are there on digital mediums only to get numbers, and what they do has had a very negative effect on our society. We all know about it. But together, you and I can change that. Republic is starting an influencer incubator program where you can be part of creating some world-class content that is nation first, that helps our country, that creates awareness. And you can work with me here on this campus as part of the first phase of the Republic Influencer Incubator program, which is the Positive Influencers program. The Positive Influencers program, which is going to be run from the Republic Media Campus, which is the largest newsroom in Asia, aims to bring together a diverse set of people from across the country. You can work from where you are, you can work with me here on this campus to create content on anything which you feel, if it proliferates, if it spreads, will have a positive impact on our people. It could be in the area of health, technology, defense, awareness, current affairs, politics, or even history, science and technology. I know there are a lot of you out there who have the talent, and all that you want is the reach. And Republic is doing this to give your content the reach. Together, all of us can come together and create a content revolution in our country. The digital medium, the growth of digital in our country is one of the most fascinating things, but you can use it in a positive way for the country, or you can use it in a negative way for our country. There are too many people who are using the digital medium to make a quick buck. But together, all of us, if we become one unit that's working in national interest, that believes in nation first, then through the Positive Influencer program, we can change the way the digital medium works in our country. So come, I welcome you to work with me here on the Republic campus as part of the Positive Influencer program. Here on the Republic Media campus, you will have access to great infrastructure, a warm and welcoming professional environment, and of course, the best production values. Now, if you have the content and you feel it needs the finish, it needs to be worked on, or that you would benefit from working in an environment where there are many other content creators like you, then you can be here. You can work with me here in the Republic newsroom. You can work from home. You can make it 50-50. You can make it work the way you want. As long as you believe that the content you create, and we believe that the content you create, will make our nation number one, will be one solid contribution towards the Viksit Bharat, then you can be part of this wonderful program. The initiative I announced in the presence of the Prime Minister at the Republic Summit, which is the Republic Positive Influencer Program. So come, work with me, work with us. Let's make a difference for our country.